A Utah judge just slammed the door on Erika Kirk. And Erika Kirk, if you've been paying attention, she's gone really quiet ever since Friday's filing, probably because she didn't see it coming. Some may even say she might have been too busy figuring out how she was going to film herself walking into the courthouse to notice. But in all seriousness, there is a May 8th pretrial ruling that's about to drop, and there is new info out suggesting that a judge may ban Erika Kirk from her own husband's trial altogether. And we've got the findings, because while Erika Kirk was super busy speaking into every camera and every microphone she could find, a paper trail has been quietly building in a Provo courtroom. We're talking about forensic videos, sealed exhibits, and a very specific 4-digit ruling that tells you exactly what the prosecution is afraid to put in front of a jury. This coming Friday's ruling could go dark on all of this permanently. The Erika Kirk Vegas residency media blitz, it may end here. It might be the end of the road. The closer you look at the motions to seal those exhibits, the clearer it becomes that this trial, it's not going the way it was supposed to. And nobody in Erika's orbit was paying attention closely enough to flag this. And if you're new here, give me 10 minutes. We're going to take you through it all. And real quick, I'm Lauren Paritra, and that is my daughter, Willa, my dog, my co-host. And we're going to ask you to take a moment to please make sure you're subscribed. We've run this entire operation solo every single day out of pure principle and an absolute refusal to let Katie Miller, the wife of Stephen Little Bitch Miller, catch up. We are now closing in on 100,000 subscribers, and we are growing on the podcast charts. So consider every sub, every follow, every comment, 6 words or more, every 5-star rating wherever you get your podcast. We see all of it. And we've been told it gives you 10 years of protection from Stephen Miller nesting in the gap between your refrigerator and the wall. The choice is yours. What the courtroom and the court records actually show is that back in January, Erika Kirk invoked Utah's victim speedy trial rights. And this is something that's usually only reserved for the accused, because that would be their kind of right to a speedy trial. This is not something that victims' representatives usually ever get. This is a Utah loophole of sorts. And Erika was filing this so she could push the case forward, the case where they are accusing Robinson's defense of causing undue delay, which is weird on its own. We've talked about it in great detail. We have a 60-part series. You can check it out. But here's what the paper trail is starting to show now. The Salt Lake Tribune reported Thursday that prosecutors and defense attorneys are now openly fighting over the ATF report on that Charlie Kirk. And bear with us, we have to censor our words. There is no way around it. We have lost monetization and we cannot afford to have any more videos taken down. We bootstrap this operation. So thanks for bearing with us. Robinson's defense team filed a motion saying the agency was unable to identify the bullet recovered at the autopsy to the rifle allegedly tied to Robinson. The prosecution says that that's a deliberate mischaracterization. And what the report actually says is that the bullet jacket fragment could not be identified or excluded. The difference here matters, okay? So unable to identify means that the analysis was inconclusive, not that the was cleared. And a Daily Mail headline reading used to Charlie Kirk did not match didn't write itself, okay, people? Somebody built that headline on purpose. So the prosecution went to reporters to correct it, and now the defense wants them to be sanctioned for it. Okay, so we're following so far. The Judge Graff, already warned both sides last month to watch what they say publicly. And I don't know about you, but I haven't seen a lot from Tyler Robinson, but I've seen a whole lot from Erika Kirk, and I think y'all have too. So the judge has set strict rules on trial publicity. And now both sides are accusing each other of running a media tour. And again, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any pyrotechnics. I haven't seen any t-shirt cannons be shot off by Tyler Robinson's defense team. Haven't seen any sparkly pantsuits or merchandise campaigns, but that's just me. Let me know in the comments if you've seen otherwise. So I wonder now what the judge will say next, which brings us to May 8th. So everything else hinges on this May 8 ruling, because if the cameras go dark, so does Erika Kirk's big moment that she's been building up around this case. Today's episode is brought to you by Cozy Earth. I do everything from home, including researching, writing, checking the ceiling for Stephen Miller, making sure he's not scurrying across it. And at some point, I realized the outfit I was doing all that in deserved to be better. Their jogger sets are made from viscose and bamboo, and I cannot explain the softness except to say I've reached for mine every single day since it arrived. They are put together enough that you don't feel like a person who gave up altogether, but they're comfortable enough that you never want to take it off. They work for errands, for filming, or just sitting on the couch. The clogs are real too. They're cushioned and supportive, and they're slip-ons. And I've worn them to take Willa for a spin. I've worn them to take her potty town more times than I will probably admit. And everything from Cozy Earth comes with a 100-night trial and a 10-year warranty. So you can head over to cozyearth.com and use my code Lauren, that's Loren, for 20% off. And if you see a post-purchase survey, tell them you heard about it right here on LPTV. So Tyler Robinson is facing capital punishment for this incident at Utah Valley University. And on Friday, his defense team filed a motion to close massive portions of the upcoming preliminary hearings on May 18th. So this is more than just saying like, hey, let's keep people out of the gallery. They are moving to exclude all cameras from the courtroom entirely. They're arguing that the media, and by extension, the influencer wing of this case, is sensationalizing the proceedings rather than documenting them. You don't say. I mean, if we look back just a few months, you remember when Trump called for capital punishment before even a day in trial had begun? The defense is specifically targeting what they call highly inflammatory media coverage. And if you've been watching any of Erika Kirk's latest videos, you know exactly what they're talking about. The court is being asked to treat Erika Kirk and the Erika Kirk Vegas residency show tour like a threat to a fair trial, because it kind of is. And think about Utah, and think about the community that's likely in Utah. There are people who are very into the church. It's mostly rural. They are likely the types of people gravitating towards Turning Point USA and these right-wing indoctrination machines, really led by Charlie and now Erika Kirk. And Erika Kirk and her media representatives were already shot down when they tried to act as the official party in this case. The judge told them no. Now the defense is doubling down, claiming that the prosecution has been on a, and I quote, willful media tour. Name the lie. And they are moving to have them held in contempt. So here's where it really heats up. Here's what Rule 1102 actually is. So in Utah, preliminary hearings have a lower evidentiary bar than trial. The prosecution can hand a judge a forensic report and say, here's what the experts found, without ever even putting that expert on the stand to be questioned, which means there's no drilling of this expert. There's no cross-examination. They present the document, set it down, and that's kind of the foundation for everything that comes after that. The defense, Tyler Robinson's team, is saying that that's exactly what's happening with the fragment analysis, that the state is using Rule 1102 to get evidence in front of the judge that wouldn't actually survive real scrutiny. Do you see where I'm going with this? And while they're fighting that, they're simultaneously moving to seal the forensic videos before the public ever sees them. Read that again. The defense is blocking the prosecution from using certain evidence at the hearing and blocking the public from seeing that footage entirely, both at the same time. So Erika Kirk has really launched herself into the spotlight with this whole situation. There's a number of different paths she could have taken that didn't involve pyrotechnics, all these tour stops, every stage in America, Barry Weiss, Fox News, like there's a lot of different journeys, paths she could have taken her journey on. But instead, she launched herself into the spotlight, and she's been yelling at everyone who asks questions or dare acknowledge how weird she is acting. But yet she has not said a single word about the sealing motion. Come on, Erika, we know you live for a media moment. So going completely silent about the motion to bury the footage from the night Charlie feels a little off. You don't fight to bury the footage unless you know the footage is a problem. The judge knows it. The defense seems to know it. And the doors are closing in Provo. And the person loudest about wanting the truth went quiet. So the defense is calling the coverage a willful media tour and pointed to a specific analyst and their clips as proof that a fair trial is already impossible. They're arguing that the prosecution's release of information about a fragment was a deliberate move designed to spark a frenzy. So if the judge rules to exclude cameras on May 8th, the primary source of content for the Turning Point USA ecosystem disappears, because then there's not going to be any close-ups. It's just going to be a closed door proceeding where the narrative belongs to the judge, not the people selling t-shirts or bucket hats. So see what I mean with this? Grassroots movements don't usually get kicked out of their own founders' murder trial. Somebody in that courtroom made a decision, and that somebody was not Erika. So Tyler Robinson has an oral ruling hearing scheduled for Friday, May 8th. We're following it closely. We are locked in, as we have been. Don't know how we ended up in this mix, but we are not going to miss a beat. We're going to continue coverage here. So if you want more, make sure you hit that follow button, subscribe, find us wherever you listen to your podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We peaked at 147 on the news charts on Apple Podcasts this weekend. We're doing fantastic on Spotify. Show us some love there. Let us know what you want to know more about. Let us know what your thoughts are. And if you're not subscribed, now is the time to play it safe against Stephen Miller. Some people in this thing thought they were the lead actors, and the judge just told them, you're not even going to be able to be in the audience.